Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's session, we will be starting a new chapter of class 11, that is states of matter, and today is the introduction part. So in that we will be talking about all the gas laws. Okay, but it's very important to understand the chapter, so please watch the video till the end. Now, states of matter. So basically you have three states of matter. You say that solid, you have liquid, then gas. Okay, so what is the base behind it? You know, how you are classifying the matter into three different states. In every matter, there are two forces acting. One, there is mutual attractions, you have mutual attractions. And there is escaping tendency. Now, in case we find that the mutual attraction is greater than the escaping tendency, then it will be solid. If we find the mutual attraction is equal to escaping tendency, then it is liquid. And in case we find that the mutual attraction is less than the escaping tendency, then it is a third state of matter, that is gas. Okay, so in today's class, we are only focusing upon gaseous state. Right, though in this chapter, you also have at the end in NCERT talking about the liquid state. But more detail of the liquid state is there in solutions, that is class 12. Even solid state you have in class 12. Okay, now, so in gas, we are talking about gaseous state. Okay, now in gaseous state, you will see that there are four measurable properties. Now, what properties are we talking about? There are four main. Okay, though we have the fifth one, density also, but the four measurable properties are P, V, N, T. You'll remember them like this. P stands for pressure, V is for volume, N stands for number of moles, and T is for temperature. Okay, these are the main four measurable properties, and all the gas laws are, moving around these properties. And the fifth one, if you consider, is also density. Okay, but we will be first talking about the gas laws. So these all the gas laws are including these measurable properties. But before moving on to the gas laws, we will talk about these properties, their units. Okay, now we begin with pressure. The first property, that is pressure. Now, what is pressure of a gas? Suppose you take a container. In the container, we have taken some gas. So, gas molecules will be moving randomly in all the directions. So, they'll be exerting some force on the walls of the container. So, how much force they are exerting per unit area? The force the molecules exert on the walls of the container per unit area, that is equal to the pressure exerted by the gas. So the pressure exerted by the gas is the force exerted by the molecules per unit area on the walls of the container. So its unit also will be accordingly. Force unit we write as Newton, and area per meter. So its SI unit, the SI unit of this pressure is Newton per meter square. But more commonly, we will be using the other units of pressure, that is Pascal. That is saying that 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square. Okay, and even you have the other units, that is atmosphere. So we say 1 atmosphere is equal to 1.01325 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. We can say also Newton per meter, but I told you atmosphere, Pascal, and some more units which I am discussing, we'll be using them. And apart from that, you also have bar. So where we say 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal. 1 bar is 10 to the power 5 Pascal. And you also have the relation that 1 atmosphere is equal to 1.01325 bar. Okay, you can see here 1 atmosphere is this into 10 to the power 5 Pascal, and 1 bar is 10 to the power 5 means obviously 1 atmosphere will be this much bar. Okay, so you can also have 1 atmosphere is equal to 76 centimeters of mercury. You can also write it in terms of millimeter, 760 millimeters of mercury. Apart from that, you can also mention it as 760 torr. Right? So even one more unit is there that I'll be writing this side. That is 1 bar is equal to 0.987 atmosphere. Okay. So you should be knowing these units, they will be required for our numericals. This is one. This is the second unit we wrote. The third one. Here you have many relations, and this is the fifth one. Got it? Now moving on to the next measurable property of gas, that is volume. And what is the volume of the gas? We say normally that volume of the container is equal to the volume of the gas. Whatever is the volume of the container, that is considered to be the volume of the gas. Now for example, if I take some container, so the container suppose has the capacity is 1 liter volume of the container. So suppose I am taking here hydrogen gas. So you will say that the hydrogen gas volume is 1 liter. Now suppose in the same container I also add oxygen now. Provided they are not reacting with each other, the volume of even oxygen will be considered to be 1 liter. Whatever be the gases you are taking in the container, the volume of any gas taken in that will be considered to be equal to the volume of the container. Okay. Now, what units normally we take? Normally we take the unit of the volume as liter. We say 1 liter in terms of ml. We say it is equal to 1000 ml. That also we can write it as 1000 centimeter cube. 1000 centimeter cube, because we know that 1 ml is equal to 1 centimeter cube. 1 ml is 1 centimeter cube. So we can also write that 1000 ml is 1000 centimeter cube. Or we can also mention that 1 liter is equal to, it's same thing, 1 liter only continuing. Don't get confused. 1 liter is also equal to 1 decimeter cube. Or we can also say that this is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. Is it clear? Right. So 1 liter is 1000 ml. 1 liter is 1000 centimeter cube. It can also be written in terms of the meter cube or decimeter cube. Fine. So these units will be enough for us to solve the questions. Now moving on to the next property, that is moles. N, number of moles. Okay, now what is number of moles? Normally we write number of mole as given mass, whatever is the mass of the gas given mass of the gas divided by molar mass, the molecular mass. Okay, so whatever is the amount of the gas given, accordingly we can divide the molar mass, the given mass with the molar mass, you will get the number of the moles. Now, the fourth measurable property which you have is temperature. Okay, normally you express temperature in Celsius or Kelvin. Okay, so we should be knowing their relation. If it is given in Celsius, you have to convert into Kelvin always while calculating. So, whatever temperature is mentioned in Celsius, that you will add to that value, you will add 273.15. Normal calculations, you can just add 273, that is enough. So in temperature given in Celsius plus 273 will give you the answer of the temperature in Kelvin. Clear? Now moving on to the gas laws. The first law which we are doing is Boyle's law. Now, as I said in the beginning that there are 4 measurable properties, that is P, V, N, T. These are the 4 main measurable properties. So, each law is relating to and the remaining 2 are constant. Out of the 4 measurable properties, 2 are, this any law is talking about and the remaining 2 are constant. For example, Boyle's law. Boyle's law says that at fixed temperature for a given mass of a gas, pressure is inversely proportional to volume, to its volume. Okay, now they are saying here fixed temperature is constant. Given mass of a gas helps us in calculating the number of moles. In a way, we can say that number of mole is constant. So temperature and number of mole is constant, and this is relating only pressure and volume. This law says that the pressure is inversely proportional to volume. According to Boyle's law, for a given mass of a gas at a fixed temperature, pressure and volume are inversely related. So we can remove this proportionality sign and we can put a constant. So P is equal to K by V. Or we can also write it as PV is equal to K. That means the product of pressure and volume is constant. Right, so we can make use of these and plot the various graphs. So let us first draw with respect to this one. That means, say we are plotting a graph between the pressure and 1 by volume. Right, this is the pressure that is on y-axis and this is 1 by V. Right, 1 by V is on the x-axis. So what will be the type of the graph obtained here? Now let us compare with this relation. Y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, what is y for us? Pressure. For this, y is pressure, that is kept here. And what is x for us? 1 by V. Intercept is not there. And this is the slope. What we are getting here, this is the slope. Now what is the slope for us? That is constant, right? This is a positive value. This is 1 value, this is 1 value, right? That means you are having P to the power 1, 1 by V is also to the power 1. And moreover here you are getting this is the slope. It is representing positive sign, that means it will be a positive slope. With no intercept, that means it will be passing through the origin. There will be no intercept, passing through the origin, a straight line. Got it? Now at times you are also given a graph like this. Suppose a question is asked, here pressure, you have 1 by volume this side, and you are given 3 different lines. 3 different lines are given and they have specified here, say the temperature here is T1, the temperature is T2 and the temperature here is T3. Which temperature is greater? That is the question. Now, how do we find that T1, T2, T3 is the order that T1 is greater, T3 is least, or T3 is greatest, T1 is least? T2 in between cannot be the maximum, okay, or all are equal. So, how to find that? So, you have that relation, that is the ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. You will try to get in this form, that is P is equal to nRT into 1 by V. What I have done is I just brought that volume this side so as to get something like P and 1 by V. So I got like this. So now you can just compare this part and this part, they are equal. In a way, we can say that nRT is equal to K. nRT is K. Now what is K for us here? K was the slope. It was a positive value. That is why we wrote a positive slope here. So this is nothing but the slope. Right. Now it says that the slope and temperature are directly proportional because for this gas the n number of moles is remaining constant. R value is the universal gas constant is also fixed. So leave apart this, we say if the K, that is the slope, increases, the temperature is also increasing. So which one is having the maximum slope here? The first one. This one is having the maximum slope, then T2, then T3. So what will be the correct answer here? The answer for this one will be that T1 is maximum, then comes T2 and the T3 is least. So you can find out like this with the help of this equation. More the slope, more will be the temperature. The maximum slope is found to be for the T1 temperature. Got it? Now in the same question, suppose you are asked like this, to plot a graph between pressure and volume. Pressure and volume. You are asked to plot a graph with this. Now pressure and volume, you can see here with this formula, PV is equal to constant. Pressure and volume is constant, right? So we said as per the Boyle's law, pressure and volume are inversely proportional. That is, if one is increasing, the other one is decreasing. But the product of the two remains constant. So what type of a graph do we expect for this? It will be rectangular hyperbola. The graph for this is rectangular hyperbola. Right, so this type of graph you are going to get. Suppose the question asked is like this. Some temperature they have given here T1, some temperature they have given here T2. Compare the temperatures. T1 greater than T2 or T2 greater than T1 or T1 is equal to T2. You know, this is the graph for the Boyle's law plotted at one particular temperature as we stated in the beginning for the law itself. So T1 at T2, at any point of this graph, the temperature will remain fixed because we stated just now at fixed temperature for a given mass, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. So you will have throughout this the temperature remaining fixed. So this is therefore called as isotherm. Iso means same, therm is temperature. The temperature remains fixed throughout. Got it? Now another thing. Suppose you are asked to plot a graph between log P and log V. You're asked to plot a graph between log P and log V. What type of graph do we get? Now first let us compare with this only. You have PV is equal to K. Let us take log on both the sides. So if I take log on this side, it is log P. It is log A into B means it will be log A plus log B. So in a way log P plus log V is equal to log K. Let me take the V on the other side. So you will have log P is equal to minus log V plus log K. Got it? So you got this particular equation. Now let us compare this equation with Y is equal to mx plus c. This is on the y-axis, that is log P. Let us plot the graph here and see. This side you have log P on the y-axis, log V on the x-axis. Along with log V, what you have is minus. That means this is the slope. Its slope will be negative. It will have a negative slope, minus 1. Okay, plus C. This is the intercept. That means it is having some intercept. So what type of graph will you get it here? You will get like this. You will get like this. So this is the intercept. This is the log K value. Right? And what will be the slope? Minus 1. Did you follow this? These type of graphs are important, they can be asked in the competitive exams too. This product, that is PV, which we are saying is constant, this is also called as Boyle's constant. Boyle's constant. Now the product of pressure and volume, that will always remain the constant, because both are inversely proportional. Okay, now in the numericals, you may also be using this equation. Sometimes conditions are given. The pressure at one condition is say P1 and the volume is say V1. Okay, what will be the pressure when the volume changes to V2? So you will be using this formula, that is P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. You will be using this formula, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. This is applicable at the constant temperature. Fine. Now we'll discuss the second law, that is Charles' law. It says at fixed temperature, at constant temperature, we can say at constant temperature for a given mass of a gas, volume of the gas is directly proportional to its temperature. Out of the four things which we wrote earlier, P, V, N, T, now it's a relation between volume and temperature. The remaining two will be constant. At constant pressure it will be. Okay, the Charles law will say at a constant pressure for a given mass of a gas, volume is directly proportional to temperature. That means the pressure remains fixed. Volume and temperature are directly proportional for a given amount of a gas. Fine. Now let us understand this with the example. Suppose you have a container. In the container there is a gas, right? Now it is occupying some volume, say the volume be V1, and the pressure here is kept constant. Suppose 10 atmosphere. That much pressure is there applied on this, right? It is not changing. We are not increasing or decreasing the pressure. And initially the temperature is T1. Now we start heating the gas. When you start heating the gas molecules will try to move away from each other. Their kinetic energy will increase. Means the volume also will be increasing. The temperature increases, the volume will be increasing. It is going to push upwards. So we can say that volume is directly proportional to temperature. Or we can say volume is equal to KT. That is the constant. Or we can also say V by T is equal to constant. At times again here you have questions where volume and temperature at different condition is given, at the other condition it is asked. Then you will be using the formula V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Right. Now suppose here we plot a graph between volume and temperature. This equation we are using, volume and temperature. You can again compare it with that equation. Y is equal to mx plus c. No intercept. This is on the x-axis. Volume is on the y-axis. It's a positive slope. So that means you will be getting a straight line. Right. Now, this is carried out at constant pressure. So that means the pressure at all the points will be constant. So this graph is called as isobar, where the pressure remains constant. Right. Now suppose the same graph is asked like this. Pressure, volume and temperature, the graph is asked, and there are three different lines given here. Let the pressures be now P1, P2 and P3. You are asked to compare these. Which will be greater, P1, P2, P3, or arrange them in the increasing order. So for answering this, how you are going to proceed? You will be again using that formula which I told you earlier in the Boyle's law. PV is equal to nRT. Let us get in that format of V and T. So we'll get it as V is equal to NR by, it will be P, and this you put it in the bracket into T. So what I did is I just brought that pressure this side. So pressure this side, so V is equal to NR by P into T. That means we can say that NR by P is equal to K, that is constant. in this for K, for us the K was the slope. This was the slope. That is what we say, y is equal to mx plus c. Just next to x, what you have is the slope and this is the intercept. So our slope is this K. So K is equal to NR by P. So how are this K and P related? We say that more the slope. K is representing the slope. More the slope, less will be the pressure. That means we are saying that slope and pressure are inversely related. So more the slope, the maximum slope is here. Maximum slope is here. So the pressure will be the lowest in this case. So what will be the right order here? You will have P3, then P2, and the lowest will be P1. This is the order for the pressures, right? Now here also, suppose you are asked to draw a graph between log V and log T. We'll be again using that formula which we used earlier, V is equal to KT. Take log on both the sides. You will have log V is equal to, this is log A into B, can be written as log A plus B. I'm just writing T in front, that plus log K. Right? You have like this. So now you can just compare it with that equation. Y is equal to mx plus c. Right? This is your x-axis, sorry, y-axis. Log V is on your y-axis and log T is on your x-axis, this side. Okay, and along with this what you have? Along with x what you have is m. That is positive thing here, because here you have is log T. You don't have anything else, means it is positive slope. Positive slope plus you have intercept also as log K. That means you will be having a graph like this, a straight line with some intercept over here. So what will be the intercept you will write? The intercept is log K and the slope is 1. Did you follow this? I hope that part is clear. It is the same thing like we did, in Boyle's law. You just saw in Boyle's law, we did like this. Yes, here the slope was negative. Here it was a negative slope. As per this formula, we had log K as the intercept and minus 1 was the slope in Boyle's law. Here in this particular question, you are having plus 1 as the slope. Got it? Now moving on to the third law, Gay-Lussac's law. It says that at constant volume for given mass of gas, pressure is directly proportional to temperature. Again, you can see out of the 4 measurable properties, 2 are related and the remaining 2 are constant. So at constant volume and number of moles. Mass of gas means number of moles, that is constant. Okay, so what you can get here now as per the formula, this is directly proportional, so you'll have pressure directly proportional to temperature. You can put a constant here, P is equal to KT, or you can write P by T is equal to constant, or you can also write, if the 2 different pressure temperatures are given, you can have the formula P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. Fine. So now we will plot a graph using this equation. Right? Suppose you are having a graph between pressure and temperature. What type of graph do we expect? Consider this equation. The equation which they have given here. You have this P is y is equal to mx plus c. Right? This y is nothing but your P. Your x is your temperature. This is your slope, that is K. This is your slope. Right? And here you have intercept. Intercept we don't have. So intercept is 0. That means it will be a straight line passing through the origin. So you will have this type of graph here. Fine. Now, the same as we discussed in Charles' law. You may have graphs like this also. Suppose you have between pressure and temperature. You have 3 different, volumes mentioned, V1, V2, V3. Though if I am comparing here at different temperatures, what is the volume? The volume at one particular point on one line will be fixed because this is carried out at the constant volume. So this graph is called as isochore. The volume is fixed. Now in this question, what are we going to do? Again, we'll be comparing that PV is equal to nRT. Right? We'll get in that formula of P and T only. So you will have P is equal to nR by V into T. So this part is nothing but your K value. Right? So that means you're writing here nR by volume is your constant. K means what? Your slope. This is your slope. Right? So K is your slope. So what are we saying? Volume and K, the slope, are inversely related. That means more the slope, less the volume. Maximum slope is found to be here. Maximum slope is found to be for V1. That means more the slope, less the volume. So you will have what order? You will have V3, then V2, then V1. This is the order. Please do not just mug up. Understand the concept and then learn the things. Right? Even here you may have plot a graph between log P and log T. So again you will be using this formula only. P is equal to KT. So you can take here log P is equal to log T plus log K. Right? So you have this. So what you will have now, you can compare it with your equation. This side I am taking as log T. This side I am taking log P. So this is Y is equal to mx. This is plus C. So you have intercept. This I have taken. Slope is 1. Right. So that means it is a positive slope. But you have intercept also. That means it's going to begin from here. This is your intercept. Log K is your intercept. And the slope is 1. Understood? Now moving on to the last law, that is Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law. Now what is Avogadro's law stating? I'll just keep it like this. Avogadro's law states that equal volumes of all gases under same conditions of temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. Now suppose you have say 3 different containers. In one I have taken 1 liter hydrogen, 1 liter oxygen, 1 liter nitrogen. 3 different containers, equal volumes of, I have taken 3 different gases, and all these gases are say kept at some fixed temperature and pressure. Pressure at which they are all maintained is fixed. So they will be said to have equal number of molecules. Equal number of molecules means we can also say equal number of moles, because how many molecules are there, that will also contribute to the moles. So we can have here the formula as V is proportional to N. Volume is directly proportional to number of molecules when the temperature and pressure is fixed. So we can have V is equal to Kn, like earlier we have done, or we can have V by N is equal to K. And again, if different conditions are there, we can have V1 by N1 is equal to V2 by N2. Fine. Now with this, we finish all the gas laws, and in the upcoming videos, we are going to discuss about the numerical problems based on the gas laws, and we'll proceed with the chapter. So